What's up everybody, Paul Hickey here with your data-driven daily tip. Got a great follow-up question on an earlier video and post I made talking about Facebook employer targeting, job title targeting, but mainly on the employer side. Question came in after that video saying, I don't see certain companies listed as employers. Why is that? Well, I can tell you that in about September of 2017, Facebook started taking submissions from different advertisers saying that they didn't feel like one company or another was appropriate to have, and this stemmed from some inappropriate fake company names being mentioned on personal profiles being created as companies that they weren't actually companies. So what ended up happening is that, and I'm going to show this to you on my screen right now. For those of you listening, just keep listening because it's still going to be relevant to you. What happened is that Facebook took this very seriously, and they basically took out what they say was about 3 million employers out of the Facebook ads platform, okay? So they took out 3 million employers, and what has happened since then is that they've slowly but surely been added back in. And so if you go to dataoveropinions.com, you can find this blog post off of this video or audio that you're listening to, and there'll be a link to the Facebook newsroom. And the Facebook newsroom in September of 2017 explains why they, based on their community guidelines, decided to do this. And then I'm going to link to a thread at dataoveropinions.com as well in the blog post related to this video and audio that you're listening to that explains that these 3 million terms have slowly but surely been added back in. So I'm going to now talk you through and show you, if you're watching the video, a couple things on my screen that can help you. So to the particular question that was asked of me, this is a great example. So it was asked, like, why can't I find employers like Sony Music Entertainment or Polydor Records, for example. So I'm going to walk you through, and Universal Records was another one. So I'm going to walk you through how to use Facebook Ads Manager to get to demographics, work, employer targeting, where you're actually targeting people that work at a specific company. So when you go into Facebook Ads Manager, you're going to go click the nice looking green create button over in the top left, and then after you do that, you'll see basically a screen that looks like this, where you're creating a new ad set, and you will have already selected what your objective is. So you'll click create up in the top left hand corner. You'll select your objective, and then when you select your objective, you'll see website traffic, in this case, is what I selected. So as you scroll down, you'll be able to build your audience, okay? And so just for the sake of this data-driven daily tip, I'm building my audience. I've got everyone in the United States, age 18 to 65, men and women. And then when I get down to detailed targeting, which is what we're skipping to for the sake of answering this question and helping out with this particular employer targeting, the first thing I did was I started typing in Sony Music Entertainment, and it didn't really start showing right away. In fact, Sony showed, but Sony Music didn't show until I literally typed in Sony MUS. And then when I typed in Sony MUS, Sony Music Entertainment showed, and I selected it because that's one of the employers that came in from this particular person who asked this question. So the point is that regardless of who you're searching for, if you search and type in right away under, and again, you're going to detailed targeting, demographics, work, employers, and on my screen, I'm going to back out of this and show this to you in a second. It basically makes you start typing in who you want to target in this little search field, okay? So you'll see that it doesn't populate right away, and you'll get some weird results. Like I've also typed in, I'm trying to type in Universal Records, and it's saying Universal Orlando Resort. And when I type in records, Universal Records doesn't exist as a company because Facebook had removed it, right, back in September 2017 as one of their 3 million terms and has not added it back in yet. So that's why you don't see certain companies in here. I know it's a little bit frustrating, but you need to do the following things just to make sure that who you're looking for isn't in here, or that maybe there's another way of targeting employees or people who are interested in the same company who might be employees of the company. And this is still very much more detailed targeting than if you were just to run an ad. So here's what we did. At first, we didn't see Sony Music Entertainment. Now, of course, you can see we see it. So what I did to get Sony Music Entertainment was I typed in Sony Music, okay? And then when you get suggestions help you out. So that's how I found Sony Music Entertainment, is I went to work, employers, right? And it's gonna make you search employers. And now you'll see that Sony Music, again, doesn't show. So this might happen. But if you go Sony MUS, you see Sony Music Entertainment, right? That's what I was talking about. Now, when you click Sony Music Entertainment, the Polydor hadn't shown up. But when I clicked Sony Music Entertainment and I put it in there, and then I went to suggestions, right? Now you go to suggestions. Now you start to see a bunch of other ones. So you see Atlantic Records, Def Jam Recordings. These are all employers. Interscope Records, Columbia Records. Now you're getting all the people that work at all of these record labels, okay? So my point is, at first, if you would have just searched employers for Def Jam, Atlantic, Columbia, etc., they might not have showed up. But now that you're, basically, now that you use the suggestions tool, you start to see more and more potential things show up, which is a huge win for employer targeting. But if you don't do this, then you don't know. And that's the essence of today's data-driven daily tip. Being a practitioner, being in the platforms, you can always come to us for the answers. This has been another one related to Facebook ads, super relevant right now. If you have any questions or need help with anything, email me at paul@datadriven.design, or you can always go to dataoveropinions.com for more great data-driven daily tips, written content, more audio content, more video content there. Thanks for reading, watching, listening. Everybody, keep marketing and have a great day!